What's up, guys? I'm Josh. Welcome to my cool things to talk about channel. Look at my face. I have a good camera face. But cool things to talk about. Weird, weird things. We're gonna cover a lot of things in this one. Close my door. Cool thing to talk about is cults. Cults are a really controversial topic. They're something I like to look into because personally they scare the shit out of me because they kill people. Like, if you don't want to get killed, you wouldn't really try to be looking for them, you know? But on the contrary, I want to look for them because I think that finding more knowledge about something you don't know is the best way to get less scared of it, or, you know, even terrify yourself even more. So, here we go. Let's start off. Let's start off with what a cult is. A cult is, from my description, a brand, like, they basically, you get a leader, right? You get a leader. And that leader gets a lot of people together. Like, here's the leader. Right, you see, this is the leader, right? Now that one thing gets a lot of people together. He's so charismatic. He's like the Brad Pitt, but in a place where they don't have much Brad Pitts. So he's kind of like that dude that's like, oh my god. But it can also be a girl. I'm trying to be sexist here. I look fat today. Damn. Another thing is cults tend to be, they tend to seem evil. Like, they're definitely secret society. Like, you got that secret society thing on, that theme of where you don't know what's going on in them. You have an idea of what's going on, but it really looks like, since it's going on, it looks really terrifying because you don't really have a clear idea. Like, say you're watching this house and there's a bunch of people there, and they all go there every once in a while, like say every 1 or 2 days, and no one even knows about it. Like, you're the only one that knows about it. Alright, so, alright, and you get this one thing where it's like you're watching them now just to make sure, like, what are they up to? But when you watch them, you see them come out with a bag of, like, say, remains from food or something, but it's like remains from cut up food. Like, say they're fresh. Their cult is like, we have to freshly cut a cow every other week so that the gods will be happy or some shit like that. So they come out, and in that bag is the dead bones of a cow, like the remains of what they won't eat. Or maybe they're not even going to eat it. Maybe they're going to offer it, if you will, because that's how cults are in your own mind. You think that they're going to do animal offerings, which probably they do. They probably do. Anyways, so wouldn't that would freak you out? Just from that. That would be like, no. I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to be like, there's a cult, and there is a cult that freaking does animal offerings, but what if it's a good cult? What if it's like, say, you don't really put the Freemasons into this, or like any of the secret societies into this, because you don't really think of them as evil, so you don't see them as a cult. But technically they are a cult. They're secret societies. In my definition, they are a cult. And the Freemasons aren't necessarily evil, they're just secretive. My own father is a Freemason. I don't like my father. Here. I'm just joking. I love my father. Not really, but let's get off the topic. But not really a good thing to be in a secret society, because I personally think that's really creepy. Like, if I had a girlfriend that was like in a secret society, and say, like, she'd be like, oh, I have to go out every Friday for the like with my friends to the cemetery. We have to bring a goat head to that every time, so we're gonna waste money on that and shit. And like, you don't know what we're gonna. She doesn't even gonna tell you that. You just know that because one day you follow her to the cemetery and you see them offering up a goat head. Like she brings a dead ass goat head out of her bag and is like, "Oh my too about it," and you're just like, "Fuck, damn." And even then, it's like. I'm kind of thinking the worst of cults here, but like, you gotta remember the Manson family was a cult, and they killed a ton of people. So, in any words, there's a lot of evil things that go into that shit, which is why it's such a taboo topic, because you refer it to like so much satanic stuff and like weird stuff. Exactly. Like, if it were up to me, if I had to create my own cult, uh, I'd be like, guys, let's not make it look like a cult. Let's just call it the video game club, you know? And when you call it that, like, it's not gonna be called a cult. But we're gonna have our own rituals. Yeah, you're gonna have our own rituals. All right. Every cult has a ritual, and a nice ritual for a video game club cult, whatever you want to call it, whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, you have to beat me at 1v1 me noob. How about that? And when you 1v1 me noob and you beat me, then you're in tier. Or if you get close to beating me, well, then you're in tier. But if you don't beat me, you can get the fuck out. Like you don't talk about video game club. No one talks about video game club. There's no video game club, by the way. But yeah, it's kind of like saying. I like to use the process, or I'd like to make an example of Fight Club. Fight Club, that movie, kind of that was a good movie. It kind of talked about like their rules set. And it's like rule number 1, you don't talk about Fight Club. Rule number 2, you don't talk about Fight Club. I forget the other rules, whatever. Yeah. Now, in the United States, which is where I am currently located in, there are a lot of famous cults. I'll even give you the blog post that I read it off of for the 10 most famous cults in United States history. I don't necessarily put this as me thinking that. I use it as the blog sources spot. So number 1, I can't really go into this that much because I didn't read the whole thing. I only read like the topics and a bit into it. I skimmed over it. So let's talk about the Branch Davidians, or whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't necessarily say like, oh my gosh, he's talking about cults. We're gonna join the cults, you know? It's like, no, do not do that. I don't say do that. No. You can join if you want, but I'm not advocating it. But let's actually not go into that. Let's keep on talking about what a cult is. Now, a nice thing about cults. What am I saying? Why nice? A horrible thing about cults is that you most commonly link them with satanic rituals. Now, satanic rituals, oh, those are so scary. That might be going through as like, what is this kid doing? But they are very scary. There's animal sacrifice, maybe in human sacrifice. Maybe even ghosts. But you know, those ghosts and those sacrifices and shit, I try to keep away from that because the fact of the matter is, it's not that I don't care about that shit, it's that I don't want to get into that shit. I like reading up about topics, then talking about them, and saying my idea of them. You know, here's my opinion of cults. They're bad. Don't do it. If you're in a cult and watching this, I'm not saying fuck you. I'm saying like, don't come. Don't come. My house is no. But yeah. So that's my idea about cults. That's generally what a cult is. I don't really talk about what cults there are. I don't want to go into that. but I think you can get an idea just by searching up on Google cults, famous cults, whatever. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this vlog or vlog or whatever you want to call it, and I'll be happy to give you a new one. Cheesy smile and Asian eyes. There you go. Anyways, thank you, and don't join a cult. Bye bye.